The Gog Ma Gog War. Ezekiel 38:14, Ezekiel. You therefore, say this to old Gog Gadriel, this prophecy whom is the god of Babylon, with the Lord God Gisu, whom is the Lord of Babylon, thus says Eomen to old Gog God. And to Baal God Jesuit Judas Jesus, in that day when all my people of Iy and Israel are dwelling in safety, you shalt not know it? Because you old Gog God shall be in hell. Ezekiel 38:15, and you shall not be able to come in, but I, ELU, shall draw you out and I shall gather all the nations them from out of their places, and from out of the north countries, and I, ELU, shall bring you all up with many nations with their militaries, and they shall be riding upon their iron horses, and they shall come up with a great company, and with a mighty army. Ezekiel 38:16, and they all shall come up to fight against me, ELU HYMN Iy, with all the other nations to the Holy One whom is He. And they shall all come to fight my people who are in the land of ELU HYMN Israel. And they shall fly up, and they shall soar up as a cloud, and they shall hover over the land, and this shall only be done in the latter days, and I, will bring them up against my land, and they and the heathen them, and then I, will manifest my power and my might to them, that they all may know me, and then I would be sanctified in the eyes, and to all of them, and even to you, O, old Gog Gadriel, and even before all of them, and in all of their eyes. When I ELU HYMN Iy shall rebuke them from heaven. Ezekiel 38:17, thus says the sovereign of all the heavens and the earth to old Gog God. And I, have spoken about this to my prophets them, and even about you, old Gog Gadriel and Magog, whom I ELU HYMN Iy have declared from old times, to all of my servants them, even to the prophets of Israel. And Iy, whom is called Judah, whom have prophesied about these things and about this day, for many years, even ages ago, that I, would bring you old Gog with them, against me, and against all of my lands. Ezekiel 38:18, and it shall come to pass. And at the same time, when you old Gog shall come against my land which is called Israel, then I, ELU shall come down to fight them, and then I, ELU, shall send fire down upon his face, and upon their faces, and upon Baal God Jesuit Judas Jesus, thus says ELU, the Son, the sovereign of all the heavens and the earth. Ezekiel 38:19, for in my jealousy, and in the fire of my wrath shall I, would have spoken, and surely in that day, there shall be a great shaking in the lands of Babylon. Ezekiel 38:20, so that the fishes of the sea, and the fowls of the heavens, and the wild beasts in the field, and all creeping things that are creeping upon the earth, and also all the men that are upon the surface of the earth, they too shall shake at my holy presence. And even the mountains shall be thrown down, and all the steep places in the earth shall fall in. And every wall shall crumble, and they shall fall to the ground. Ezekiel 38:21, and I, will call for a sword against old Gog God and their army throughout all my holy mountain, my holy kingdom, thus says He, the holy sovereign King. And every one shall be against one another with their own sword, and even they shall be against their own blood brother. Ezekiel 38:22, and I, will fight against them with pestilence and with their own blood brother. And then I, will rain hail and stone upon them, and even upon their bands, their army. And also I, ELU, would also rain hail upon the many people that came up with old Gog Gadriel, with an overwhelming abundance of raining stones, and great hailstones, and with fire, and with brimstones. Revelation 26, and I shall bless all those who shall take part in I's first resurrection, which I believe have already taken place, even when ELU was first resurrected. And when I, whom is Christ, who first took those who were first raised with ELU, whom was the holy prophet ELU, and whom all went to heaven with ELU HYMN Iy, and whom are now reigning with Iy, and whom are the elders in heaven with ELU HYMN Iy. And that is why all those who have been already being resurrected, the second death shall not have any power over. Because they all are now the priests of ELU HYMN Iy, whom is Christ. And they are also the ones who are now in heaven with Iy, and would be reigning with ELU HYMN Iy for 1,000 years. Revelation 27, and when the 1,000 years have expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Friends, in my opinion Satan and Judas Jesus went to hell, and now they have been released to gather all the nations in the world, to war, in 1. The war of Japheth, the war with Russia, the war against he sons of Japheth. 2. The war of Megiddo. 3. The Armageddon war. 4. The Gog Ma Gog war. Revelation 28. And Satan, whom is called Old Gog God, shall go out to deceive the nations them which are in the four quarters of the whole earth. Even all the nation them that worshipping Gog God, even Magog, whom I believe is the source or the mother of the church of Old Gog God, the church of Gisu, better known as the Church of Christendom or the Church of Jesus. And the Vatican City, and the Pope, and these are the people of Magog, which are the conglomerate of all the nations in the world, the masters of all the various arts, with their military industrial complexes, and with their maritime complexes and ground and air administrations, and their universities and their churches, with all of its people with their masters and doctorate and their degrees in their various arts, whom are all helping and serving Satan. With all those who belongs to Satan, and with those of Christendom and the other religious and non-religious sects, which also comprises all the people whom are Jesuits, and Satanists and Masons and Freemasons and Kabbalists and Agnostics and Atheist and Capitalist and Globalist and the Illuminati and even the millionaires and the billionaires and others, and even also all those who are the worshippers of Gisu, whom is also called IHS, and Jesus, and Isis, with the its non-denominate ions, which all belongs to Satan. And who shall gather all the armies of the world together to battle against Iy? And they shall fight against ELU HYMN Iy, with an army of nations which is as large as the number of the sands on the seas, and which could be all the members of an alliance or confederation of nations, with a super army, with a number of militaries, such as that of NATO, and of Russia and China, and the Medes, and of the North and South Koreas, and Japan, and others, and even the Muslims and the Arabs and all the lands of the UAE, whom all shall be as the sand of the seas. Revelation 29, and all they shall come up, and they shall go up to the land of ELU HYMN Iy Israel, to hover over the breadth of it, and with their armies of all the men of war from all over the earth. And they shall encompass and surround the camp of the people of ELU HYMN Iy, around and about. And also is holy New Jerusalem, the beloved city of ELU HYMN Iy. And fire shall come down from out of heaven, and it shall devour Old God with them, and they shall be in hell. Revelation 20:10, and the devil whom had deceived them, then was cast into the lake of fire that is burning with fire and brimstone. And also Baal god Judas Jesus, and also the other beasts, and also the false prophets them, and they all shall be tormented day and night, forever and forever. Ezekiel 38:23, thus will I ELU, the Son, magnify myself above them and before them. And thus would I, shall sanctify my land and my people, and myself before all of them. And I, ELU Iy, will be known to them, and in their very eyes, as the sovereign of all the heavens and the earth, and also in the eyes of many of the nations, as the holy sovereign king. And then they all shall know that I am, the holy sovereign one, whom is called Ahman, whom have defeat them all, and whom is the sovereign of heaven, whom is ELU Yahweh, whom is the sovereign holy one of all the earth, whom have even defeated Old Gog God, and even Baal God, Jesuit Judas Jesus, whom are these two archenemies and the evil ones, and whom are the sons of perdition. The end.